What is going on, everyone? Is back here with another video. In today's video, we're going to be covering Group B as it just got finished today. It's been pretty interesting so far. Let's go over this group. So let's start with China. They obviously got last in this group, getting 5th. They go 0-4, really not having a good time, and I was honestly just really bad in my opinion. So yeah, just China, once again, is just not really the best team overall. I mean, we've seen this in multiple World Baseball Classics. Their record, they have 2 wins and 14 losses across the 4 tournaments. So they really have not been looking good. I think their 2 wins, they beat Brazil in one of them, and then they beat the Chinese Taipei in another one. So those are only 2 teams they beat, and none of them are in this group, and they got absolutely smoked. So they lost 8-1 to Japan, then they lost 8-5 to the Czechs, then they lost 12-2 to Australia in 7 innings, and then today they lost 22-2 in 5 innings to South Korea. So definitely not it for China today. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They allowed 50 runs across only over the 4 games. So that's pretty crazy. Just not it. They're gonna get battled. They're gonna have to requalify. I don't know if they are going to requalify. I really don't, just because of their performance in this tournament. So we'll see how they do in the 2025 qualifiers. But man, it is not looking good for China, and I really don't know if they requalify or if they really even have a shot. Depending on the group, if they have like the juggernauts like Spain in their group, it's going to be very hard for them to get out. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, coming in number 4, we have the Czech Republic. So the Czech Republic does get 4th. They do qualify for that 2026 World Baseball Classic. And the Czechs, you know, they looked okay for their first tournament. They didn't look that bad. Their first game was against China. They won that 8-5 pretty handily. And then they lost to Japan 10-2. They kind of got destroyed in that one. But they kept it close for a little bit. I mean, their starting pitcher in that one, I think, only gave up like 3 runs at the beginning. So it was like a 3-2 game for most of that one. So it looked pretty solid. Then they lost to South Korea 7-3. I thought that was a game they really had to win, which they really didn't. And they lost to Australia 8-3. So kind of tough for them. If they win that Australia game, you know, you got to think they got the 2-2 tie versus them. They probably qualify. So a little bit tough from them on that side. But you know, the Czechs look okay for the first tournament. And I think European baseball is only going to get better from here, especially that Czech league, which I think they got a couple teams in there. I think they got like 10 teams or 8 teams when I looked it up. So yeah, interesting from them. We'll see how they perform in the next one. But yeah, pretty solid from the Czechs. Obviously, it's kind of funny because all those guys, you know, were had jobs outside the sport. So really funny. They had a really cool behind the curtain scenes. So definitely want to tune into that eventually. But yeah, the Czechs didn't even do that bad for the first tournament. Thought they did good. They qualify for that next World Baseball Classic, so excited to see them in 2026. But I think it's a pretty okay tournament for them. So coming in 3rd, we have South Korea. I think this is probably the surprising one for most people. They do qualify for the next World Baseball Classic, of course, so that's very good. And they surprised me. I mean, I really didn't think they were going to lose to Australia. They, you know, lost 8-7 to Australia. Really bad, destroyed by Japan. Wasn't even close. Which, you know, I don't think was a major surprise, but I thought it'd be a little closer at least. And then they end up being, you know, the Czechs and the Chinese. So, you know, okay tournament from them. I think they expected better from this squad. I'm expecting because they've had a couple disappointing placements throughout this World Baseball Classic. And yeah, it's just, I think it was a disappointing tournament from them. They end up getting 3rd, 2-2. But yeah, I expect them to beat Australia at least, which is kind of surprising. So not really the best for South Korea's own standards, but I mean, 2-2 is not terrible in the group. So coming in at number 2, we have Australia. Now, I'm so happy this team is winning. I mean, you look at all these guys. I remember watching the ABL, actually, when the playoffs were going on. I did tune in a little bit for it to get to know some of the guys when it was going on. And honestly, it was good baseball when I watched. I liked that league a lot. It's pretty cool because they play, you know, what, November to January, a little bit of February, and they got the Classics. So it's really cool baseball to watch in the winter. I liked it a lot, and it's really fun to watch that. So they start off that qualifier hot, beating the South Koreans 8-7. I was really excited watching that game. I mean, they played really well. I mean, you know, this team definitely got the pieces. And my favorite part about them is they're all from Australia. They're all from the ABL league, the Australian league. So it's cool to see that. You know, you really don't see that most of the time. We've obviously seen the imports from a lot of other countries. So it's really sick that most of the guys on this team are in their own country, which I like. And then they kind of steamroll the rest. You know, their next game was against China. They 10-run them in 7. And then, you know, they got beat by Japan 7-1, which, you know, was actually the best Japan was able to do. I mean, if you think about all the other teams they played, they blew them out. 8-1 was the next closest for Japan, then the Czechs, and then the South Koreans. So playing Japan the best, which is pretty good for the Australians, considering that was their only loss. and then they finally beat the Czechs 8-3 in a key win to qualify. So 3-1 overall, looking pretty good. And I like what I'm seeing out of this Australia team. They really have some good pitching, really good hitters when it matters. And yeah, I mean, they're looking solid. They come together as a unit. And I think this squad low-key could make a run. They can low-key make a run. Obviously, topping the group, we have Japan 4-0. Once again, standard business for Japan. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone thought they were going to go 4-0. Nothing really crazy here. Kind of smoked everyone out of the water. Played really well overall. And had a good time, honestly. So, I mean, there's not much to really say. They only give 8 runs the whole tournament so far. So, yeah, it's pretty impressive from them overall. So, 4-0 for Japan. They're going to qualify for the first seed. So if we take a look at who they're going to play, Japan obviously winning their group, they play the A runner-up, which was Italy, in that 2-2 crazy tiebreaker scenario. So they're going to play Team Italy on the 16th in Tokyo. So expecting Japan to win that one, honestly. I think they got a good shot to actually go and take them out. Italy looked pretty good, but I mean Japan is just way too strong now. Only giving up 8 runs, so I think they're going to look pretty solid in that first match. And the other side, Australia is going to play Cuba because they got that second seed. So I think this match could go either way. I think Cuba could come out hot or Australia could come out hot. So it really just depends for me. In this one, I'm probably going to take Cuba. I think they overall have the better team. So we'll eventually see what they do. But dude, if Australia won, I'd be excited. I'm definitely gonna be rooting for Australia in this one, even though I do think Cuba's gonna win. So yeah, that's kind of the bracket we have right now. We obviously got the other pools playing as we speak. Pool C and Pool D is currently going on. And yeah, those matches have been pretty exciting. We've seen a couple of upsets so far, and those games are getting more and more exciting. So excited to see the rest of this bracket form out. But yeah, Pool B's done. Pool B is over. China has to re-qualify for the tournament. Czechs and South Korea get bowed out, but they do qualify for the 2026 World Baseball Classic. And we see Japan and Australia moving on. So exciting group overall. Definitely was fun to watch these matches in the morning. So Pool B overall was pretty fun. And, I can't wait for the next games. We got 2 more games at the Tokyo Dome, and then I think everyone's in Miami after that one. So pretty exciting. But if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below, is this what you thought the group would look like? Personally, I did not. I had Japan and South Korea getting out, but Australia coming up with a couple big upsets, so that's what I like to see. But let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Go check out my Twitter where I'll be updating all the score updates, all the standings updates, what's going on in the World Baseball Classic. And then go follow me on this YouTube channel where we break it down, all the videos. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.